So 2024 is just around the corner, and I just want to take some time to like reflect on that. Since I made a reaction video to this young Asian guy who is also struggling in his early 20s, I kind of just wanted to like be a little bit more introspective on what I've gone through and where, just how my life panned out from being in that situation. So it's just like amazing to think about just how when I was in that moment, I didn't like tell. I tried not to tell people about it, right? I kept all that anger and resentment to myself because I knew that expressing it wouldn't do like anything, right? It would just make people pity me. It would make people feel sorry for me, and that was the last thing that I wanted. I just wanted to do better in life, right? So I, as a person, I developed this mindset that where I had to like figure things out for myself, where like each little problem that I had, like I wanted to like build upon it, right? So I guess just we'll just look at like different things at a time. So maybe the first thing I want to talk about is mainly just like my fitness. So the last 2.5 years have been the roughest for me physically because of my back injury. Right, I herniated 4 discs at once doing a lower back exercise that was supposed to help it, and for the last 2.5 years, the pain and the injury have just stabilized. Right, like it's very minimal right now. I can still feel like the tightness in my back. I don't know if like one or two or maybe 3 discs have like reabsorbed, but I know for sure that there's at least one in there, and that until I don't feel that like feeling anymore, I'm never going to be 100% comfortable with pushing myself physically now. So at the beginning of this year, I was still very motivated to train hard, right? I was still doing the most advanced calisthenics movements that I could do, like high pull-ups, working on my planche. But slowly, I started to lose like motivation on what I could do because I just realized that this was a strength limiter and that my capabilities were always going to be limited until I fully recovered. So as I kept just doing these things, I was like, okay, I'm not getting better at anything that I'm doing. This is like, it's not making me feel like I'm accomplishing anything except like keeping my body like strong and stable. But I'm not getting any more powerful. I'm not getting any stronger, and I'm not seeing like that much progress. So, like during the later part of the year, I started to like let myself go a little bit. I started like skipping more days. I started making my workouts way shorter, and the worst part is like I kind of gave myself more room to cheat on my diet. So, like I'm a little like pudgy right now, but yeah, I haven't been like really motivated to like kind of like do or show anything fitness related because it's just like I'm kind of just a little bit embarrassed about how bad things have gone, and especially the last 2 months were especially the worst because like now I have like this major injury, and then you combine it with a minor injury that destroys a lot of my capabilities. So I jammed this finger like 2 months ago playing basketball. So I was able to do pull-ups and stuff and like regular stuff, but after jamming this finger, I got robbed of that ability. So at that point, it was just like, okay, I can already struggle doing the best things that I could do, but now I straight up can't because of one stupid little injury, right? I was robbed of my ability to do the best that I could do. And so that killed a lot of my motivation. So I just stuck to like doing like lightweight stuff, like cable pulls, cable pull downs, cable rows, like light bicep curls and all that stuff. But just life goes on, right? Injuries will eventually heal. Like I'm hoping that sometime next year my disc injury will fully resolve. But like just looking back at what I was able to do like in my prime, like I feel like a washed up athlete right now. Just looking back at the things that I was able to do, like weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, all of the powerlifting stuff. And just it just feels like a dream that I was that strong before. And that when I have to like think about doing, lifting something or moving something heavy, I have to like either brace myself or I have to like reject doing that stuff, right? Because I know that the absolute worst thing that I can do right now is injure myself again. So, like, it just feels strange to be someone who's like so big and muscular and who is still strong. Like, I still have a lot of strength, but my body can't handle load. Like, I can't handle picking stuff up comfortably. Like, any type of, heavy weight, I feel it in my spine. And so, I don't know how much longer I have to deal with this, but, I just have to do it because, like, injuries, they heal over time. Like, it's got me thinking that I wish I could have just like snapped something, right? Just like broke a bone, like tear a muscle, something like that. Because just fully disable myself, but the trade-off is I fully recover in like a year. Because right now it's just been 2.5 years of just stabilized bull crap, where I can barely lift at like my full potential. So yeah, that's just like the fitness part. And then, well, when it comes to like relationships and all that stuff, this has been like probably the best year for that stuff, right? So like in my early 20s, I developed a good amount of friendships with people that I wanted to get to know, like people in my classes, and people that were like friends of friends. But gradually, a lot of them phased out for like multiple reasons, right? Some of them were just like people that I was just meant to be friends with for that moment. But then a lot of the people that I lost friendships with were just like sensitive people. Like they did not have that capability to like talk things out if something bad happened between us. And even inherently, if the thing wasn't like bad at all, like I lost a friend because I'm presuming that someone else said I did something and I did not know about this, and they never gave me the chance to like explain myself. So I just lost a friendship over nothing. But, at this point, I've just like accepted that people like, by nature have self-interest, right? So they look to other people in their lives the same way, and that if they want to they only keep people around that provide them value and that they can take value from. So if that is like disrupted at all, like you will see just like how strong their characters are. And unfortunately, a lot of the people that I was friends with have extremely low character. Like, don't get me wrong, they were good friends when we were friends, but once they decide to just like leave my life for whatever reason, it is what it is, right? The whole friendship, just throw it away over some trivial bullcrap. But I'm glad that I had those things happen to me, because that also allowed me to like develop more respect for myself. Because now I'm like very comfortable with who I am, with what I can provide, and I've also leveled like how much I give and take with people in my life. So like the friends that I still have, the ones that have been around, the longest and stuff like that, I don't talk to them all the time, but I know that if I reach out, for like anything, they'll get back to me, right? And if they reach out for me for anything, I'll get back to them, right? The value exchange. And then just like I've developed a lot better relationship with my own girlfriend, right? Younger me, would not believe that I would have such a good relationship with someone right now, right? But here I am, right? 3 years in, I've had a girlfriend for more than 3 years now, and I've gotten to know her family a little bit, right? So she's completely shifted the trajectory of my life, right? Like in my early years, I was just figuring out how to date. I was figuring out how to present myself on dating apps, how to present myself as a person, how to present myself, in person to these people after talking to them on like the phone. And now it's just like I found someone who I built great chemistry with, and now all of the problems back then are like pretty irrelevant now. I don't have to work on attracting people again. I don't have to work with dealing all the messaging bullcrap. And now I have new problems. The new problems are, how do I keep my girlfriend happy? How do I keep building a relationship with her family? And then ultimately, how do I build the future for both of us, right? Like right now, the main problem I have right now is building a foundation for us to build a family with, right? So if we were just talking like relationship wise, if we were just talking like mental and emotional and like feelings and stuff like that, I'd be married to her already. But yo, there's a lot of things that have got me to think a lot more about making that type of decision. So we're still working to that point. But as long as the relationship is good, as long as we care about each other, then I have no doubts that we will get there. But just that's life, right? Just life is just a series of problems, and that as we go along it, we should be getting better at solving problems in general and solving the problems that we have. So I just think that the one great thing that I've done with myself is become very open minded over the years. Like I've tried so many different things. I've gained so many different experiences. Like I don't theory craft or rationalize a lot of things now. Like I've tried things, so I know how a lot of things are, right? So just all of the accumulated like experiences and skills that I've gotten over the years, these are things that I want to continue to utilize as I try to figure out, how to continue forth with my own future, right? Like that's the main thing that I'm working on right now. All the other like internal struggles and stuff that I've had, I've dealt with I've quelled the demons, and now all I'm working towards right now is just building a solid foundation to build a future with. So, like, I've gotten a lot of good feedback over the things that I've done, right? So obviously there's these videos that I'm putting out, right? The way that I see it, the main way that I can receive value from these like systems and like platforms is to provide value myself. So, I've experimented with talking about just things that I feel comfortable talking about, like things that I've learned, like dating in general, fitness, right? Those are things that I feel absolutely confident in talking about. And I'm still figuring out just like how to succeed with this. But I know that what I provide is valuable, and people, let me know that. So I'm gonna keep that up, right? But also, just like I've also stepped into like a role of like a community leader. Like I realized that there's a lot of guys like me that desire like mentorship, that desire someone to like help them out with their own like life struggles. And when I was in that position, I didn't really have anyone like that. Like I tried to like find people, but they were, again, their self-interest. They were just looking out for themselves. Maybe I was just there to provide them a little bit of company, and that was not enough for me. So looking up at that, I was like, okay, I don't want to be that person. I want to be someone that can help and do so at the level that is needed for whoever's talking to me. So, I started this Discord server of mine like a little more than a year ago. And it's grown to like a healthy amount, and we have a like healthy amount of discourse in there. And like the great thing about it is that everyone in there that discusses things is like level headed. Right? Everyone just wants to do better in life. They just want to share their thoughts and experiences with other guys, and everyone just wants to like get good value and give good value. So, especially just like looking back at how I've been like conducting myself with like my community, like it's pretty astounding just like how much change has like occurred to like some people here and there. Like there's a guy, right? He was like a doomer. He went on like dates with this girl who was like finessing him, and then just the last few days took him out to the club, and he went crazy. Like I'm pretty sure he doesn't feel like doom and gloom anymore. Like that is him utilizing his potential and utilizing the value that I've given him. And I'm more than happy to provide value for people who utilize it and show me that I'm not wasting my time or my breath giving it. So, like looking forward to next year, I think it's always nice to just look back and just kind of think about how far like I've come in to you how far you've come. Like being introspective is a valuable skill because it allows you to look back, kind of identify the strong points of your life, but also the points where you struggled and what you did to overcome them. And I think I'm starting to look into that more as like a strength of mine and part of how I can give value back because like I've like noticed that how I talk about things, the stories that I bring up, right? It's valuable to people who are in that same situation and they can learn from it. So I think going forward, I might do, well, not I might, I will be more introspective with my own personal experiences through my own journey. I'm gonna go digging through the garbage. I will go deep into the wounds of my past and just show you the things that I've been doing when I was like in my dark days, when I was in the trenches, just to give you a little bit of like insight to like my mental and stuff like that. But also just to show the strength that I've developed to overcome those things. So yeah, like this type of this type of like talk that I'm doing right now, it's really hard for me to just do this with like no reference because I also noticed that I'm very good at replying, but not really good at creating my own like speeches or whatever. So I think this is where I'm gonna like end things now. So 2024, let's make some let's make some good stuff happen, right? So trying to build this stuff up still. So do your thing, support the boy, like, comment, share this with someone that could use it, and stay based, y'all. I'm out. Bye bye.